old fiddler, the only one in town, come in. That wasn't much of a band, I know, but that's all we needed in them days. And he sat down and he started his tuning up. And I swear to you, that sounded like 15 different kinds of bellyache.
Christmas time at THEATREWORKS again. What's happening this year?
Oh, well, Christmas Carol's happening, Waddie Mitchell's happening. We're riding out together with Waddie Mitchell and Charles Dickens. I saw him at Western Jubilee and down at Scott O'Malley's place, and I was watching him up there, and I said, oh my God, I'd never seen Waddie before, and I realized not only did I think his poems were great and funny and charming and authentic and personal and terrific, I just thought, I realized I'm in the presence of a really wonderful natural storyteller, and you don't find many great storytellers around anymore. You know, Waddie's one of them. He's not just a great cowboy or he's a good poet, he's one brilliant wonderful storyteller, and I thought, well, I know the story you should tell.
Why do you bring me here like this? Go over these things. I didn't like living through them the first time, let alone.
I told you these were the shadows of things that have been. They are what they are. Do not blame me.
I blame you. You're the one that brought me here.
I was raised on an outfit that was kind of out in the middle of nowhere. And we was 14 miles from the nearest neighbor, another 16 or 18 miles to a paved road. And so we lived like folks lived for up until all this electricity and stuff. We lived well, but just without TV and stuff. And so that meant we did the strangest things at night. We sat around and we talked to each other. And the storytelling was always there in my life. It's something about Cowboy Life, though, that for some reason all those guys that was working for my dad recited a little bit of poetry. And so as a little old kid, instead of seeing TV show and Roy Rogers and Gene Autry, I was seeing Curly Bill tell me about tying knots in the devil's tail, and I was hearing old Gene tell me about shipping cattle in the fall, and they'd make me laugh, and they'd make me, even as a kid, stop and think. And I thought, well, this is what cowboys do, and that's what I am. That's what I'm going to be. I'm going to be a cowboy, so I'm going to do this. And who'd have thought, as an adult, people would care about it.
The great thing about the cowboy tradition is that it's not in its own way. I mean, it's not Victorian England, it's not London, but it has some of the same qualities, and it comes out of some of the same time, a time of community and a time of people gathering around and, you know, being aware of themselves. And a lot of the traditions of the cowboys are not that so different from Victorian London. Gathering around a campfire isn't all that much different than gathering around a Victorian fireplace.
They flew over a line camp, and there they saw some lonesome cowboys around a campfire out in the middle of nowhere. Scrooge thought to himself, these fellers gotta be the saddest fellers on this planet tonight. Everybody else out, family, dances.
I think it's been bred into us. I think this was such a big part of all human life and all human civilization for so many years, the one-on-one entertainment. It's just been a very short time that pictures started to be able to move. And even a shorter time since Spielberg could put a sure enough dinosaur right there in front of you. But regardless, no matter what they can put in front of you, there's something about a storyteller telling a story that leaves enough for your imagination to fill in so much more than they'll ever be able to stick on a screen, because you become part of the story, not a voyeur to the story, but part of it.
Well, Scrooge, he didn't care. He knew that anybody that tried to change themselves for the better might get laughed at. And, things was better. In fact, he got to be known as a man who celebrated Christmas well. And that's our hope for all of you tonight, is that we all might learn how to celebrate Christmas well.